Hey, greetings and blessings, everyone. This is yours truly, Empress Chassie Warmington, aka All That Chaz, aka Lucas Slayer. Do apologize for the delay. Thank you guys for being patient. Hey, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about pros and cons of HOA fees and dues. HOA, there's nothing wrong with having a home ownership program. I think it is necessary because unfortunately you do have people who just don't like to take care of property. They don't consider the fact that when they do certain things, it devalues not just their property, but the community at large. So it's a much bigger picture than just saying, oh, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. So there are both pros and cons with the HOA. Now, let me kind of give you guys a little background about any experience that I have with any type of real estate development in neighborhood planning. I used to do volunteer work with the Atlanta Police Department, Zone 3, in their neighborhood planning unit. And anybody who knows where that area is where it used to be called Stewart Avenue. It's now called Metropolitan Parkway. And remember, there was the area where it was a lot of prostitution, a lot of gang banging, a lot of the business there was doing a lot of, illegal and illicit, activities in there. So the area became, it still isn't the best area, to be honest with you, because there's still a lot of development that still needs to take place. And they are in the process of gentrifying that particular area. But at the same time, um, a lot of things that have transpired in that area. I was a part of the earlier phases of that, working alongside with one of another community activist, and we got involved because my thing is if you want to better your community, you get involved. Hey Mike, how are you? Can't wait to see you this evening. I'm gonna try my best to get there. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take a quick nap because I know my body and I want to be able to get there to come and support you. How are you? But yeah, so I worked with that, and also prior before that, several years before I worked with the Atlanta Police Department in their neighborhood planning unit. I also did work with a real estate company where I did remodeling, like add-ons. If people wanted to add certain things to their home, if they wanted to do add, certain add room to their home, I actually designed floor plans and I help people, add rooms to their home and how it would better help them. Yes, got to get some rest. Whew, Lord, yes. But yeah, so I have experience with that. And so then after working with the Atlanta Police Department Zone Tree in their neighborhood planning unit department, when I was living in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, I worked with a real estate company and I did surveying and I did marketing. And part of surveying and marketing development is we go into a property, I evaluated that property as far as any kind of upgrades or anything that we could do within a certain budget that would add value to that property. And so I that was something that I did. So anybody who may not feel like I'm qualified for this, I'm telling you, man, I'm qualified because I've experienced, I've had experience. And a lot of people are like, gosh, what have you not experienced? There's not. I put it to you this way. I've always been the type. I learned not to limit myself, so I just always put myself out there, very vulnerable to try different things. If I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, I didn't. But I also have been the type person that I work wherever I can until I can find something that I really wanted to do. So because of that kind of mindset and attitude, I've been able to work in a lot of different fields and obtain a lot of experiences in different areas and learn things because I never just worked the job just to work it. I've also learned and tried to learn and grow and develop from whatever it is that I was doing on that job or whatever that job had to offer. So now that you guys got that rundown on my background, now let me talk about the HOA. HOA stands for Homeowners Association. And again, just to reiterate, it is, I don't, may not necessarily have a problem with the homeowner associations. What I have a problem with is a lot of times with the fees and the dues, because a lot of the fees and dues is to quote unquote enforce the rules of the HOA, but you don't need to charge fees to enforce those rules. All you have to do is use what the state says itself with housing code. Now, because developments like that are private or a private sector, they can set their own set of rules as long as it doesn't contradict or go against, any of the state laws or city county laws in that area. But you don't have to pay for it. Imagine the state charging you every month to pretty much obey the rules, the law. So that's the problem that I have with the HOAs. But before I get into the cons, let me just go ahead and get into the pros of having an HOA. Number one, HOA fee. I mean HOA, having a home owners association, is beneficial to ensure that the property value do not decrease, but it increases. Hey, Adrian, how are you? Thanks for watching. For that, the value of the property does not decrease, but it increases. Also, to try to weed out people who want to just come in and destroy the property, devalue the property, take, trash the property, have really wild parties on a regular basis, have reckless behaviors, especially outside of their home or even inside their home. So, those are some pros. Another pro to having a home association is being able to scan people, like if so, say for instance, if someone has been evicted out of their apartment or out of a rental or out of a community because of bad behavior, destructive behaviors, you can legally deny them a home. You don't have to sell a house to them and allow them to move into the community, because you do not want people who's going to be problemsome and problematic and bring trouble and problems to the community in your community, because nobody got time to be dodging bullets. Nobody want to be hearing you got, people argue all the time and, just have this reckless lifestyle, or out here you got people who like to just go in neighborhoods and they like to burn rubber and they like to drive through neighborhoods like they on a racetrack field. That's what home associations are is for, to enforce laws and rules to prevent, in hopes to prevent that from happening. And in the case it does, that's what those fees are for. Now, we'll say with those pros here, there's still other pros to it, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you some cons, not to the home association, but to the home association fees. Home, that's the main thing I have. I should have put fees, home association fees. What I have an issue with the home association fees and dues is that you pretty much are paying the property, you're double paying property taxes, to me. Say for instance, if you have a home and you pay, the home association fee is $500 a month. 500 times 12 is what? $6,000, right? Now, 16,000 over a period of 30 years, which is usually the average length for most people's mortgage. You don't spend $180,000, almost $200,000. But guess what? Just because your house is paid for does not mean that you stop paying those home ownership fees. So even though your house is paid off out of 30 years or less, you still going to be continuing on paying $6,000 a year. That's just for home ownership, um, association fees. And then you still have to pay your property taxes. So you're going to be paying home association fees and property taxes. Not only that, but you're still responsible for your own landscaping in your own individual home, your maintenance. So if anything goes wrong with any of your appliances or you have any kind of roof leak issues, you have to pay out of pocket for that, or if you have insurance, your insurance can cover it with home ownership insurance, which is really important to have. I will say State Farm is good, but at the same time, State Farm isn't, based on, what I've seen them put people through is really bad. I wouldn't trust them to as a homeowner's insurance company. They have good benefits, it's good at the start, but then when it comes to actually applying and have to pay out, they seem to try to find a way out of it based on what I've seen. This is what I've heard, this is what I've seen them do to people. So I don't know how they these are with them because I've never had home insurance with State Farm, but I do know from people, including one of my very, very best friends, my sister, she went through a lot with State Farm. And even during Hurricane Sandy, remember a lot of people was having a hard time getting property damage issues resolved through State Farm. So I'm just saying you're going to be paying out a lot of money as it is. So why are you paying these monthly fees and dues? Okay, if it's to enforce the rules of the home ownership, you don't have to pay to enforce rules. You don't have to charge anybody to enforce rules. Do employers charge employees a monthly fee to enforcing the rules and regulations of the job? No, they do not. So why do these home ownership charge these dues and these fees? Now, let me tell you what most of the charges and the fees and the dues cover. It covers the actual property taxes of that development altogether. So it started the property development company and the real estate companies foot in that bill. You are footing that bill for them. That's why they're charging you. So they don't have to pay the property taxes on the portion of the properties that belongs to them. Even though it's a private property, remember the street still belongs to the property management company, still belongs to the real estate company, the development company. So they still have to pay taxes on those streets and on like the entrance where they have to pay for the land, they get the landscape and they have the security. You're paying for all of that out of your dues. Now I will say with security, that's good to have it, but if I'm going to be paying security, I don't want nobody to be able to come up in there and break into my house or even come on my property. And when you have I've never known that to not happen just because people pay a home association fees. People that still come on your property. You got people that lives on the property that come onto your property and start and do things to your property. So what are you really paying your fees and dues for? Now I will say that if with the home ownership association, when they have their rules and regulations, they should have definitely a disclaimer or a stipulation in there where it states if you violate these laws, then you would be charged this, etc. You will have to pay this, whatever, and for different violations, there should be a different, be a fee. Just how with traffic, different traffic violations carry a different amounts of fees. So that would be understandable and reasonable and decide that we would have to do that with adults. But because a lot of adults act like they don't have any freaking sense, do not go into a community and pollute it, to go into a community and degrade it and to tear it down, then unfortunately, development property companies, property management companies, and real estate companies are charging these home association fees. So, but the law itself, every state has a code of housing, a code you know, a standard as far as property, what you're supposed to do to your property, what you can and cannot do to your property, what you put in your property, and everything. But I do know with home associations, there are They still, because the state doesn't really say, for us, if somebody want to put a big old boat on the front lawn, there's some states, in some counties, it's perfectly fine. Even if it's in the front yard, it's perfectly fine. It's their property, their yard, so be it. With home associations, you're not gonna park your dang on freaking boat in the front of your dang on yard on your grass in front of your house. That is a no-no. So there are pros to home associations. So don't want to say that I'm against home associations. What I'm against is fees where they're charging you uh, to enforce laws or their regulations and their rules and policies, when most of them are the same as what the state or the county has enforced anyway. Is already enforced by law. So all they have to do is, if someone violates it, is pretty much send them a notice, let them know what their violation is, charge them that fine, and if they continue to violate it, then they lose their home, or they get sued and they can lose their home as a result of it, because there's certain home ownership associations. If you continue to cause problems and violate policies and stuff, you can actually get put out of that community. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because I don't want nobody devaluing my property and devaluing my home in the event that I want to sell my home and now I can't sell it because this dumb neighbor, this ignorant, inconsiderate neighbor, decide that they want to, you know, hang gallows or hang, you know, different stuff, and how their house looking distasteful. You know what I'm saying? And I put it to you this way: if you're a very eccentric person, you don't need to move into an established development. You need to buy your own land, have your house built, you know, where you can have your house very eccentric. Because when you go into a community and these homes, you can see the flow of the way these houses are. If all of these homes are in a certain order, why would you then want to come and paint your house lime green? Now, again, it all depends on where you live at too, because I know in the Caribbean, it's normal to have Caribbean, colors, Caribbean colors, Caribbean blue. You have your ocean green. Houses are pink. You do have homes that are those colors, that sun yellow. That's understandable if you are in that type of environment, or if you're in a community where these homes are like that. But if you know you're not living in a community where you have a big bright house, and you go and paint your house bright, and say if there's a house next to you that is for sale, when people come and they look, they're going to see your house, because it's such an eyesore. It's going to make them not want to buy that house, and that can also decrease the value of your home and every other home in that community. So it's just, you have to use wisdom and common sense with stuff. Thank you, Adrian. Adrian, I don't know what's wrong with some people. They just do some stupid stuff. I don't. Their mind, something is really psychologically wrong with them. I swear. I think a lot of people feel like because they're grown, can't nobody tell them what to do. They're their own person, and all of these stuff. And that may be true, but why would you devalue your own property doing something that is stupid? If you want to be, extravagant like that, then go to an extravagant neighborhood. Go get land separated from a development and build your house. So, I do appreciate home associations. The only thing is just the fees. It just costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. You're spending unnecessary money to me. That's just my personal opinion about it. Because again, if you look at I put it to you this way: when anybody who lives in a home association community, look at a lot of the rules of the home association community and compare it to rules and regulations of the law. You'll see a lot of them is still the same, like no harassing the neighbor, excuse me, no littering. Those are already laws. No littering, no soliciting. Now, because it's private property, they have to specify certain things, but it's still a law. You're not supposed to litter. Because guess what? Even though it's a private community, the streets are still by the city, because if there's city water pipes and lines running through that development, providing the water and electricity and other things of that nature, um, the sewer, garbage to that community, then it's still part of the city. So you don't have to set, well, the home ownership doesn't have to set some things separately, because it's already mandated by law anyway, and it's already enforced by the law. And if anybody violates it, then they can just take them to court. Well, like I said, they put a note and fine them. And if they do it again, and then push come to shove, they just have to do what they have to do. Take them to court, whatever legal fees is associated with that, just charge it to the violator. You're the person who's violating the home ownership policies and rules. But don't just charge everybody, you know, home ownership fees and dues when they haven't violated any of the policies in place. Now, certain communities, the home ownership fees and dues are are beneficial. Like they make it worth it. Say for instance, if you live in a high rise community, skyline, the elevator, provide, especially if you got like an elevator that goes to your private mansion or penthouse, it covers the maintenance. And me personally, I don't mind paying, extra. I I would pay depending on how much I'm paying in mortgage now. Is I don't mind paying an annual fee to help maintain a property like that. The reason why, because I'm going to be benefiting, and the elevators, it's a necessity, and it's benefiting me on another level, because especially you have groceries and you got to move your furniture and stuff. Those elevators come in real handy, and you don't want to be on an elevator that is partially or have as being maintenance. No, you don't want that. You want an elevator that when you get on it, you're not going to get stuck or have no issues. So for that. So that's one thing, to help keep the pool clean and making sure that the pool is, good and up to par. Definitely. For it, the state of an art gym, and to make sure that the gym is staying good and everything. That's good if you don't have a home gym. Some people have home gyms, some people don't. Me personally, I don't like to necessarily use a public gym, because I see people do some of the most grossest stuff, like they'll cough on their hand, they touch the equipment, they'll sneeze in their hand, touch the equipment, they'll be scratching in their booty or on their nose. The guy scratching their balls, a woman sitting there pulling her dang on thongs out of her punani and stuff, and want to come and touch the equipment. I'm like, really? Can you go wash your hand and you just put your hand in your down in your clothes and adjust your thumb? And you better sit up here and touch this equipment? Hell no, you better go and wash your hands, lather it up real good, use hand sanitizer too, and then let me spray some Lysol on it when you're done. Like that, I mean, people just have nasty habits. You got people coming there with colds, and they know they have a bad cold, and they're coming there and use the equipment anyway. So I don't like to use a public gym if we can help it. But I always carry my own cleaning stuff. Like I would have alcohol, and I would have awesome, or the Lysol wipes, and I will wipe down equipment myself before I use it when I worked out in a gym. But it's just like, so there are some things, the dues are worth it. Yes, honey, people nasty. I'm like, y'all some nasty, dirty little mother suckers. So so like in those kind of communities, home association fees are necessary, but and Reese, is, I can see where the money is going to. I understand this is a high rise building, and I don't want the foundations of it to be cracking. I don't want, you know, anything like that to be happening. but so you're gonna benefit. At least you're really truthfully benefiting. But when it's a community that's not like that, um, okay, you have the golf course, but you still have to pay to play golf on it. Why am I paying home ownership dues and fees if I have to pay to play golf on the property? You know, I could go swimming, but there's no lifeguard. So you mean to tell me I'm just paying for y'all to clean the pool out? I'm not paying for you all to clean the pool out. You all decide to have this pool, y'all need to clean it out yourselves. That's your your property. Yes, I'm benefiting from it, and I can't benefit from it, but you guys gonna need to clean the pool yourself and cover that expense because you're not a high rise. It's different when you're in a high rise. This is on flat land and it's in a development. So no, I'm not paying that. Then they have amenities, but you're paying to use those amenities. Now imagine if you had already had a gym membership at Gold's Gym, LA Fitness, Planet Fitness. You already have membership. Then you still paying HOA dues and fees. I think those should be only necessary for people who are actually using those going to be using those amenities on a regular basis. I know for me, I would like to have my own personal pool, and that's another thing too. There's home association communities that the houses come with pools. Some of the homes. So why am I being charged to use the pool when I already have a swimming pool? You see what I'm saying? Like some stuff don't make no sense. And then some of these communities, they you have an in-house gym. You have an area where it's designated for you to have an in-home gym. And most people will have an in-home gym if they have the room and space for it. So now I the same amenities that you charge me, I already have it in my own home and on my own individual property. So why do I need to pay you guys these dues and fees to enjoy swimming pool and gym or the community when I already have it for myself on my own individual property? That's all I'm saying. It's just like charging somebody to cut their own grass. Okay, you need your grass cut. Okay, I want you to go cut your grass, and then I'm going to charge you $500 to cut your own grass. I mean, like seriously. Now, and down with those cons, I'm going to go back to some pros because I have seen some communities, some developments, individual developments that charge home association fees, but they provide the landscaping for all of the properties in their community. So you don't have to go and cut your own lawn or anything. They will cut your lawn for you. They will groom, trim your bushes and all of that. They will clean up the gutters for you. They'll maintain your property as part of the home association fees. Um, but if they're not doing that, I don't see any reason for them to charge. Don't be charging me home association fees if I'm not getting these kind of benefits and perks because I'm pretty much just giving away money. And that's a lot of money. Some home association fees charge as much as $5,000 every 2 to 3 months. So imagine that every year, and in time that's going to be something that you'll pay forever. And 9 times out of 10, depending on the situation, unless you get a locked in rate, the home association fee may increase. Who knows? It might increase. So you're going to be paying all of this extra money for what? For somebody to tell you how to keep your property and enforce their personal preference on you. Say, for instance, some people they may not like sage green. I think sage green is a nice color for exterior home, depending on the environment. Well, that's not my forte. I don't like it. Oh, well, I don't like the sand white color. I don't like the eggshell white color. So because I don't like those colors, I don't want your home to be painted the color. Sometimes with the home association fees is people with their own personal preferences and they're imposing them upon other people and then charging them for it. So that's that is a con and some of the issues that I have with home association fees. But a lot of home association fees are, to me, unnecessary to a certain extent. Um, Again, it's like if I have property, it's like me charging my neighbor for me to maintain my property. Why? That's what homes, to me, that's what some these developments, because when you really look at the benefits, you're really not getting anything particularly out of it. They're like, oh, we're going to keep the community clean, and we're going to keep it nice and pretty, keep it, manicured and all of these stuff. You're supposed to do that anyway because it's your property. You know, the entrance into the community, and the ground that is not, that is your property. As the property owners, you're supposed to keep that part maintained. You're supposed to keep it clean, because I'm not going to pay. Why should I pay taxes and maintenance for your property and then turn around and have to pay taxes and maintenance for my own property? It's like you're doubling and tripling your paying out, almost quadrupling paying out of pocket for something is already that you're already doing in the first place, and that is required for you to do by law in the first place. So why am I paying all this extra money? And that's the only thing that I don't like with a lot of these home association fees, um, and dues, because I've seen it, and that's the thing. Like, I've seen it, and it's just like, why am I being? I'm not seeing anything extra, particularly that is benefiting me, really truthfully benefiting me, because I still have to, my property taxes do not come out the home association fees. I have to pay that separately. If my refrigerator break down, I have to get that fixed. You guys are not going to. That doesn't. Y'all don't repair and fix that in the home association fee. That's not included. My appliances and my washer and dryer. If my roof needs to be fixed, y'all are gonna. If I have electrical issue, you guys are not going to be fixing that. We still have to pay those things out of pocket. So I have to do that and then turn around and still pay you guys every month. No. So that's my problem with home association fees and dues. You guys tell me what you all think about it, and give me, you guys, your feedback. And before I go, I want to go ahead and play some commercials that I have. If you guys would like a live stream commercial, just let me know, and you can go to our website to get your live, to overlook the information so that you can get your live stream commercial up. www.cheenllc.com, and just scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see where it says live stream commercials, ads, and slots in their video. That's the thing, like, you get them in video, and they're also posted, like, also blast and do a post. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with Bling and Miss Adrian. She is the owner of Bling. This is an independent, small, woman-owned business, and I would love for you guys to support these companies that I'm showing in advertising here and
Take care.
promoting.
Have a wonderful night. God bless. One love. And thanks everybody for listening. And you guys can see it on our YouTube channel. I'm going to be sending you the video too. And we can go.
I'm sorry, guys. That was, I don't know how in the world I accidentally hit that. Okay, so that was my interview with Jackie's boy. I don't know how they got on there, but anyway, here we go with Bleeding. All right. Thank you guys for watching that commercial. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be showing a commercial for organic, Yardi organic products. And I actually love their products, and everything is really, nice and clean. Got the organic soaps and body scrubs and things of that nature. Well, I thought I had it on here, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and play the ad the commercial for the ads if you want to get a live stream ad, so you all can see some of the prices and some of the things that comes along with it. Okay, here we go. But I don't want to see entertainment networks is a multicultural and diverse world in one place, has celebrity supporters, and provides various entertainment services like branding, hosting, speaking, press kits, live interviews, and more. Just head over to www.chenllc.com to find out more. Thank you for your support. All right. Go to the next commercial. Looking for great deals on toilet paper, sodas, beverages, snacks for the children and company or body products? Go to TVIG LLC, located at 3745 Kings Highway, Suite DC in Douglasville, Georgia 30135 to check out their full inventory. Hours of operation is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and they're closed from Sunday through Tuesday. Let them know you heard about them from All That Jazz. All right, guys. So now got that out the way, right? Okay, but anyway, I hope you guys oh oh anyway, I hope you guys um like the information that I gave you guys about home association fees. You always want to make sure you check before you purchase a home. Make sure if you move into a community that has home association fees, find out their rules and regulations first before you sign the dotted line. Make sure you have a clear understanding of what you're signing. If you're not sure, then you want to make sure that you go ahead and ask attorney, or if you have friends that are real estate agents, which most of us do. My sister, best friend, she's a real estate agent, and she's my realtor and everything. So, um, just give me your feedback and let me know. And trying to think, I think it was one more commercial that I had to run. Let me see. No, that was it, because the other one I thought I had loaded up for Yardi organic products, but I did not. And I swear I loaded it up. But anywho, make sure you guys support my Gloves On campaign as well, please. My Gloves On campaign is advocating for those with chronic illnesses and diseases and disabilities. And it is something that is I'm very passionate about. For those who don't know, I battled chronic illnesses and diseases myself, have been battling them for several years. I didn't realize how bad they were until they got bad. At the beginning, I didn't know they were that bad. Let me see. I don't know why I can never find anything. I think I need my glasses on or something. I can see ish. But anyway, you guys can sponsor if you like. You can go and Cash App. And yes, I have a business Cash App. All of my is business. I have my business license and stuff posted on the website, so you all know that it's 100% legitimate. Now, I do only advertise legitimate businesses. You got to have a TIN or EIN and a business license, or a business license if you are willing. If you want me to promote, advertise, market your business, or be your brand ambassador. I do brand ambassadoring as well. So you have to have your business have to be legit. You have to be legit. If you are an influencer, whether you're a public figure, you still need to have a legal TIN. You need to be registered with the IRS, because when I file my taxes and I file my paperwork, and if I get audited or what have you, because they're going to check everything. And now, because of social media, they check through that too. They check. There's a lot of stuff that they are going to check that you don't have no option for them to but to check. You can't dispute it, or try to prevent them from doing it only through your personal property, unless there's a warrant out for it, something like that. But when it comes to your business, they can check whatever anything that is associated with your business, okay, to make sure that you are not doing anything sneaky and underhandedly. So make sure you guys support my Gloves On campaign, and I really appreciate it. And I'm getting ready to go so I can take a nap. And job bless, one love, peace, and I'm out like a light if it lets me out, because a lot of times it won't let me go nowhere. See, I'm pressing in and it's not letting me. There we go.